Welcome everyone, Farmer Cobb here. So yesterday we got some gameplay footage of the Highlands Fishing Expansion, which is coming out the end of this year. You can see on November 4th in the graphic on your screen there. I did just release the video so you guys could watch it. I released all that gameplay, but today I decided to do something a little bit different. We're going to kind of talk about it. I'm going to commentate on it, and we're going to go through it kind of together this time, and I'll let you guys know kind of what I think about some of the things and some of the things that are exciting or not so exciting or this, that, and the other. So yeah. You can pre-order any of these things or order any of these things down below using the links there. And you can also get the year one season pass, which will include all 4 of these things, and you'll save about 25% overall. So that's usually the best deal, but totally up to you guys what you guys want to do. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the video and see how it goes. And again, I have not watched this fully through yet. This is my first reaction to it. I just hit upload to it yesterday and posted it. And I'm recording this after I already hit upload and posted it, but I have not watched it. So here we have onions. Looks like we're getting ready to harvest them. The animations look really nice. They're just hitting little pieces there, so they're not getting a lot. But yeah, the animations look great. And using that thing on the back, you can kick them off to the right or left if you wanted to do that instead. But obviously here they're doing center. But it's pretty cool. It's nice, too, that there is onions as a new crop. Yes, it's not something crazy exciting. However, it is new equipment. It's a new process in certain ways, which is kind of cool. So, yeah. The productions that go along with onions, which is just bagging the onions, it's not very exciting, but, you know, at least there's something, I guess, you know. So that I'm not too excited about. I think onions are cool, though, because if you're not excited about it being the Highlands Fishing pack, there's at least something for you as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, and this is a 24-minute video. So yeah, you can see we're down here. We got a ways to go. 23 minutes left. But yeah, I might stop at certain points and mention some certain things. Looks like they got that field done now, and now they're going to use the harvester, which is a new piece of equipment. We've had groomy stuff before, but you can see this does onions, so which is pretty cool. So this is what, after you technically, I guess, pull them out of the ground, this is what kind of harvests them off the ground or picks them up off the ground is basically all it does. A lot of good animation and stuff like that. It looks like it's throwing dirt out, too, on the bottom there. It's not actually like throwing a fill type out, but it kind of, you can see the dirt falling out off the bottom as it's kicking all that dirt off the onions and picking them up. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a really cool feature. Just kind of something to look at. It looks really nice actually under there, just all that dirt falling off. You can see kind of a cleaner version of the onions there in the tank. I don't like that little like skipping where it's like the conveyor belt is not always full, and like if there's no onions, it just kind of goes off like that. So hopefully they fix that. It is a work in progress. Up on the right hand side, that's kind of cool. There's the videos. However, those are just all static images, so that's not the most exciting thing. But I guess it is what it is. It'd be cool if those weren't static images, but I'm assuming that might just be a little too much. Not too much for Giants to do, per se, but maybe too much for the game to handle. But the mirrors work, or they're at least working somewhat, it seems. Alright, now we're in the Skoda Kodiak. This is one of the new Skodas, right? This is one of the new ones coming in. I think. We don't have this one. This one's got a trailer hitch too, which is kind of cool. We're hauling some of the bag onions, or the onions packed, I guess is the technical term, which again, I don't think that there's anything very exciting about that. They just kind of, it is what it is. This map, however, I will say is absolutely beautiful. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous map. Okay, green for us. I was hoping to see if a pedestrian would stop for that red light. I'm assuming they will, because AI traffic will stop for red lights now if they're set up to do that. So I'm assuming the AI pedestrians can stop for the red lights if they're going to cross at those locations, which is kind of cool. We heard the train go by there just a little bit in the background. Didn't see it, but that's okay. Yeah, this map is absolutely beautiful. This is probably one of the most beautiful maps that Giants has ever made, which is really saying something, because I mean, I think the previous, until they came out with Riverbend Springs, which is really well detailed, I think the previous holder of that was probably Silver Run Forest. And even if you didn't like forestry, you had to admit that, I mean, Silver Run Forest is a beautiful map, beautiful landscape. But all right, there we go. Oh, there's a pedestriated building over there. Hopefully that's fixed. That's something. I mean, it is a work in progress. They're not done with it yet. So, but honestly, they have 3 months. What is it? August? I guess they have like 2.5 months until it comes out. So they've made. I mean, it's pretty much all there. They're just kind of fine tuning things at this point, which is a good spot for them to be. I feel like a lot of times Giants is pretty behind the curve, and so this one they seem to be kind of on par with where I would expect them to be at this point. And here we're going to sell off these onions. I'm assuming we're selling these onions off. Yeah, here we go. Packed onions, 8,000 liters of packed onions. I am curious how much we're going to get for these. $10,000. If that's the case, it's probably going to be worthwhile to pack the onions. I mean, yes, it is boring, and you know, I know people say it's pallet simulator, whatever, this, that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is the new harvester to the game, is it? I don't know why they're showing us this. Maybe just to show us some of the landscape. If it is new to the game, that it might be. It might not be in base game. I really don't pay that close attention, but it's a harvester, so it's, yeah. There's not a whole lot else to say about it. It's a harvester. And we do see some really cool stuff about the fishing, and I did post videos about the fishing mini game, which we see a little bit about that at the end of this video. There's actually a lot of cool stuff that we see in this video, we'll say that. I don't know what we're showing off here. That might be one of the new trailers. Yeah, it's a bunting trailer, so I think that's one of the new trailers, but okay, it's a trailer. We get it. Here we go. JCB Fast Track, which this is new to base game, because they didn't really put any JCBs in there, which I think they didn't put any JCBs in because they knew this expansion was coming. But yeah, it's a JCB. Cultivator. They're going to cultivate with it. I get frustrated when they're like, look at this cool new gameplay footage, and it's them doing regular field work just with new machines that do the same thing as any other machine that's out there. If it did it a different way, I would be interested in seeing that. Like, they do show off the new lime spreader, which I'm interested in seeing that because it's a little bit different than kind of anything we've seen before. And if there's any stuttering or anything like that, that's on Giant's end. This is stuff they pre-recorded. I don't have any control over what they're doing or where they're at, everything like that. Now, we do get to see some of the scenery, to be fair, in the background, and the JCB does look quite nice. So, all of that considered, this does look quite cool. But we've seen cultivating before, and I don't think that's a new cultivator. Actually, I'm fairly certain it's not. Here we go. Spinning up. Yep, things look good, you know? Alright, please move to the next thing. I've had enough cultivating, but I don't want to miss anything. I haven't watched this all the way through yet. I'm drinking coffee, chatting with you guys. I watched through it. I haven't seen any of it, so we'll see. On another note, I leave Monday morning for an event in Decatur, Illinois. If you're going to be at the Farm Progress Show, hit me up or try to find me. I'll be doing stuff with Fent and Agco. There'll be a couple other content creators there as well. And here we go. This is some stuff I want to see. Really good detail, actually, inside the ship here. I will say that. Quite nice. And that was a slow acceleration. It looks like it accelerates like a ship, which is pretty cool. It doesn't move around like a ship would. It just kind of is static on the water like this. Like, if you turned a ship like that, you'd have some lean. But I don't see any lean or anything like that. I think that's definitely... I don't know how hard that's to program into a game or anything like that, but that's one thing I think is kind of a disadvantage, is there's... It doesn't really interact with the water like a vehicle would normally interact with the water. The ripples and everything look amazing. Don't get me wrong about that. For the most part, they look amazing. I think the front ripple's a little... It wouldn't just be a continuous ripple in front of you forever. But in general, it looks pretty good for the ripples. And, I mean, for the first time they've added ships to the game, we'll take it, you know? And there's going to be a separate store for the ships. We know that. So I don't know how that's all going to work out. This is one of the fish farms out here, which you can adjust the size, and you can place them anywhere in the water, which is really cool. So it's not like there's a fish farm out there and you can just use that one to do fish stuff. You can place multiple. You can place them in different locations. Yeah, which is pretty cool. And if there's boats out there, which there are other boats out there you can see off in the distance, if they have like a set path they go on and you place a fish farm in that path, I'm not sure how that's going to work. So there could be some interesting stuff about that. And that platform right there on the right-hand side, not the circular one. We'll see it here hopefully in a second. Not the one directly to our right there. That one off in the very far right, that is where the fish spawn when they've grown up more. And they're ready to be sold on that big kind of wood platform off to the side there. Yep, and I mean, you kind of have to use the crane here to get fish food on there. So, I mean, we don't know how profitable fish is, but with how much work you have to do and what you have to own, I'm assuming it's going to be quite profitable. We've also only seen this ship. Lord help me, I hope we have more ships than just this one ship. That'll be, honestly, it'd be really irritating if there's just one ship. And they're like, yeah, we gave you a ship fishing. Yeah, it's the Highlands Fishing Expansion, which is a great name for it. The map looks beautiful. You got to have more than one ship. The fishing minigame was honestly, when we see that at the end, I will say it was a much more in-depth than I thought it was going to be. I thought Giants was, and I know people didn't want this, and I didn't want this either. I wanted it to be kind of like a little minigame thing. I think that I was worried that Giants was just going to have it be something you just go sit at the, the shore and you slowly accumulate fish by just being there, which would be super boring and super lame. But it's not how it works, and you can make money fishing, and it's not a bad way to make money, especially just starting out. And I'm assuming you have to like go buy a fishing rod or something, but again, we don't have any of that information. Maybe you gotta buy bait or something. That would be kind of cool. I wouldn't hold my breath on that, but I will say they did a really good job with the fishing minigame. That part's pretty cool. As long as you can fish anywhere there's water, and not just a designated spot, which we actually don't know the answer to that yet, because we only obviously saw them fishing in one spot, and it was next to a boat, like a boat that was up on the shore. So I don't know if that was like, hey, fishing spots are marked by fishing related items. Hopefully that's not it. But all right, I've had enough of you moving this stuff. If you move all 8 of those pallets in this video, I'm gonna lose my mind. We get it, the crane works. We've seen it before. Move on. I won't skip anything, but I really do want to skip this right now. Yeah, we get it. It works. The straps actually look pretty cool, we'll say, for the crane. It does work fairly well, and it looks quite nice. But once again, we've seen it. Nothing too exciting here that I need to keep seeing. There we go. Please be done. No. No. Don't keep doing it. Goodness gracious. Please tell me. How long of this video is just them moving pallets of junk around? We get it. Yep, put it in there. Fine. There we go. All right, you done? Goodness gracious. No, we don't care. Next thing. I said I wouldn't skip, so I'm not going to skip now. We're too committed. You could skip, though, if you're like, I can't take much more of this. Which I'm about to just get up and walk away while the video records. I won't do that, don't worry. It did cross my mind, though. I wonder if you could lift up 2 pallets at the same time with that. Like, drop that on another pallet, and then wonder how the straps would work for that. I mean, I guess you probably can't do that, but kind of nice if you could. Pallets definitely fly around quite a bit. All right, good. You're backing up. Excellent, excellent. Oof. Now for the platform where the fish are going to spawn, that wood one there, you could theoretically come out here with a forklift and put a forklift on there, I think. I think that would work. I would hate to be the forklift operator that's driving on that platform, because I would not want to drive the forklift into the water, and I would imagine that's bound to happen at some point. You can only drive a forklift for so long on there and not drive it into the water. All right, they're going to pull up to there. I don't know what they're doing at this point. Maybe they're just parking, dropping the platform. Hope the platform is down. Okay, well it doesn't quite go down onto the platform though, so I guess maybe you can't use a forklift out here. You might have to use the crane just constantly out here, which might be kind of annoying. Oh, they just jumped into the water. Oh, you can go up that ladder. That's kind of nice. If you do fall in, at least that's nice. Ladders do work. Please tell me that you don't have to hop to get to this spot. Please tell me there's another way. I'm going to guess not, though. And the stuttering is getting really bad now with their little video here. You'd think they would use a good computer to record these things. Yeah, that stuttering's terrible. Alright, well, I guess they're done showing us the fish. This is pretty cool. This lime spreader, I wanted to see a little bit more of this. Yes, it just spreads lime, and yes, there's nothing crazy new about it, but I don't know. I think it looks nifty. I'm assuming that in real life you would have something like that to keep the lime from going forward further for some reason. But it looks cool. Got like little mud flaps for the lime. Little lime flaps, if you will. And I think they do show us the a new manure spreader as well. And I don't know if this will do fertilizer, actually. I'm assuming this one might just do lime. I don't know. Maybe you'd think it would do fertilizer too, but I am not sure. All right, I think we've seen enough lime spreading. They're also showing off another JCB here as well, which, fair enough. What about their business? Okay. Yep, still doing their thing. Yep, we get it. Spreading lime. Holds a fair amount of lime too. I think it was 9,000 liters when it was completely full, or maybe 10,000. Which is a decent amount. Not a crazy amount, but it's a decent amount. Alright, manure spreading time with the new Bunning manure spreader here. That New Holland does not look like it has the power for this. Yep. They are spreading manure, that's for sure. Is this New Holland new? Yeah, it's one of the old school New Hollands, isn't it? It's one of the new tractors. The only reason I can think they would go, oh, we got like Stonehenge off to the left there. That's the only reason I can think they would go in the cab of that thing. I'm pretty impressed by it, to be fair. I did not think it was going to handle that manure spreader as well, especially going up a hill like that. There they go. It's a nifty manure spreader as well. The back of it just looks a little different. Kind of interesting. But obviously it does what it's supposed to do and seems to be working quite well. Tractor sounds great. Quite loud. Right now, at least for me. I got my headphones on, so hopefully there's not any feedback. International Series 200. I don't know why you're showing us the cab of this. Isn't this what we already have in game? Yep. Pretty sure that's... I don't know. I don't know what they got going on. Here's going to be the fish hatchery, if you will. Now, I also wonder, too, if you have the baby fish here, the young salmon and whatnot. I'm curious if you can just sell those off, like as young salmon. Like, are they worth something, what you're producing here? Or do you have to take them all the way to the final step of having the big fish, you know? And hopefully there's like some viable land or something that's near the coast where you can put, you know, that stuff down. I'll be curious to see what modders can do with the boats too, see if they can make more boats and things like that, but we'll have to see. Alright, we got some water here. Let's see where we're going with that, I guess. We haven't seen Highlands cows. I don't think there's any Highlands cows in this video, but that's one thing they've shown. Oh! This is the most we've seen about the cows out here, which, I mean, they're going to be just like water buffalo were when they added them, as in they're going to be in the same pen as like cows, and they're going to be cared for very similar, but it is cool to see the nice little Highland cows there. Yeah, they look quite lovely. And that's it. That's all we get to see of them. And here we go. All right, it's set to sunflowers right now. I'm assuming this is the onion planter. Are they going to plant something else? No, maybe this isn't the onion planter. No, I think this is the onion planter. Maybe not. No, it doesn't look like it looks like it's pretty steady, so it might just be another new planter. Yeah, because it doesn't have 3 sets of rows or whatever it is. And they're definitely planting sunflowers, so there they go. I'm assuming that's a new planter, because I have not seen that planter before. I think I would remember that one. And right there, well, let's pause it here. Right in here, or maybe it's over here, somewhere in here is going to be where the boat shop is, where you can buy boats, sell boats. It's going to be different than the vehicle shop, but that's my understanding, so that's going to be somewhere in there. I mean, this map just looks beautiful, to be fair. Regardless of how you feel about the new features and everything like that, the map is beautiful. I love the buses that go around. Those, I think, are fantastic. That one just, like, drive in a circle around that roundabout? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Go back in our chunk here. I gotta watch this bus. I'm sorry, this is the most fascinating thing now. Alright. It's entered from this side. It went around. Not out that way. Yeah, so it went in, did a full loop, and then out. Why? I mean, there's a roundabout there. I don't know if they're experimenting with roundabouts and getting AI traffic to do them, but I swear AI traffic's been able to do that before. I don't know, that just cracked me up. Also, I'm assuming they hired a worker for that guy because he wasn't using any seed or fertilizer. And here, I believe this Kloss baler's going to be new. I don't know about the tractor, though. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it's going to work like a baler. Nothing too crazy. We're getting to the good stuff. The good stuff is coming up. My favorite stuff is right at the end, so don't worry. We're getting to the good stuff. We haven't skipped anything. We've been very good about that. I am curious how the fishing minigame, and we'll talk about that more when we get there, so we'll probably watch that part a couple of times. I am really curious how that's going to work for console players. People use controls. You'll see what I mean in a second when we get there. So I have watched that part. That part of the video is the only part that I watched. I quickly skimmed through to see what was in it, and I saw that, and I had to watch that real quick. But the rest of the video I really haven't seen. And we do get a look at the new four-wheeler as well, because that's kind of part of when they're showing off the fishing minigame. Yep, you made 2 bales. Congratulations. Let's see the fishing stuff. No one cares about bailing. Alright, come on, move on now. We get it. It's a baler. I don't even know if it's new. I think it is. I don't care if it's new. It works like other balers. That stream looks beautiful though in the background. Look at that. That's really good. Like that. It's really well done. Yeah, you drove over with the straw. You're not even good at bailing. Whoever's driving that thing. Alright. Cool beans. Next part. Here we go. Can-Am Outlander Pro. People that guessed it was a Can-Am, you were absolutely right. Can-Am. We don't have that in the game, so four-wheeler coming to the game. This is pretty cool. I actually think this is really cool. We're going to get this four-wheeler in there. And it looks like it actually drives pretty good on the off-road stuff. Like, looks like it handles like a regular four-wheeler. If you've ever done four-wheeling, looks like it's handling like a four-wheeler would, which I think is pretty cool. So down here, it drives down here. That four-wheeler also sounds amazing. Fishing. All right, here we go. There's the cast. Casted it all the way out. Then you wait. And then at a certain point, I'm assuming it's just going to be random. You get a fish on. You have to hook the fish quick. And then you see here, you have to hold the mouse button down. I'm assuming to go up. I guess actually it would work pretty easy on console. Just be a different button. It looks like left mouse button. You're trying to match where that fish is at without losing the fish on there. So you got to do some work. And you can lose progress for sure, because he's losing a little bit of progress here and there. And then a massive trout, and you can sell it for, this is like right at the end right here, we have a second left. But you can sell it for $100, which that's not that much work for $100. If you're doing like a role play start from scratch, you come out here, I mean, probably you can make $100 a minute, which I know doesn't sound crazy. $6 grand an hour in farm sim's really not that great, but it could be a little faster than that. But yeah, let's watch this this whole happening again. We just got to see it one more time. It's pretty cool. At least it's not. It's an actual mini game. It's an actual mini game. It would be cooler if you had to take the fish somewhere to sell it. That would be cooler. And I don't know if you can catch different types of fish. We have trout and salmon. We know they're adding as fish that you can do in fish farms. So I'm assuming it'll just be those two fish that you can catch. And I don't know if the trout versus salmon is worth more or less. You know, I just don't know. But this all looks pretty cool. This is this really opens some doors for Farming Simulator to be doing more stuff. And for those of you that say that this is not farming, I don't care. It's cool regardless of how you look at it. So there you go. Beautiful. I love that even the trout comes up. But anyhow, that's what I got for you guys today. It's pretty cool to take a look at that stuff. I'm pretty excited about this pack, to be honest. So hopefully you guys are as well. But anyhow, if you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bells so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.